Hi, I'm Jo Baring, and I am the curator of the show Even Tigers Need a Rest for Aleph Contemporary, which is made up of 11 paintings by the artist Sophie Vallance Cantor. Hi Sophie, it's lovely to be able to chat to you and interview you, even if it is virtually. So my first question is that the title of the exhibition is called Even Tigers Need a Rest. Can you tell us about the significance of the tiger in your work?
I would say not just tigers, but all cats, big cats, small cats, are incredibly symbolic in my work. I would say the meaning changes from painting to painting, so they can be symbols of strength, they can be symbols of vulnerability, they can be humorous. But I think in this title, it's also a title of a work that's in the show. It's just very pertinent to the moment that we're in now and we're all experiencing collectively, because I think it is about reflection and it is about rest and it is about looking at things differently than we normally would, because the world has changed, and it's important to take note of that.
My second question is, Sophie, animals seem to be really meaningful metaphors for you. Is that the case? And if so, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Animals are definitely important metaphors for me. I would say there's just something mysterious about animals. We don't fully understand them. All they know is how to be themselves in the world, and I think that that's really interesting, and I think they're really useful for telling stories and for portraying meanings. And I say that in my work, my works are often based on something that's really happened in my life or have observed happening, and how it's portrayed in the work is almost like a fantasy version of it, and animals are the perfect way to portray that. They perfectly, yeah, okay, that's it.
We're obviously filming this in the lockdown, and Even Tigers Need a Rest is a virtual exhibition. So I'd be really interested to hear about how the lockdown has affected your work.
I would say, first of all, I found myself with a lot more time than I normally do because I'm not going to work right now. So I just have a lot more time to physically make work. I also have a lot more time to think about work, reflect on the work that I've made, read more, watch more films, have more conversations, and it's kind of just shifted what I'm able to prioritize. Having said that, finding yourself with a lot more time also means oddly that you kind of slow down because things get kind of drawn out more and they're almost just more intense, I think. So I think it's been very productive. I'm very lucky that my studio is in my house, so I'm able to be productive. I was also sick at the beginning of the lockdown, and actually going through the experience of being sick with COVID-19 made me reflect a lot about what's important in life. And I made some work about that. One of the paintings that's in the show, La Espera. And being able to do that has allowed me to prioritize what's important in life again.
It must be really hard to find channels for your creativity during the lockdown when you're at home, because I know that your studio is at home. How have you managed to do that?
I would say every day I'm trying to do something creative, but I'm also trying not to force it in a way that's unnatural or put too much pressure on being constantly making, taking a hint to Even Tigers Need a Rest. And I think that I'm also trying to do nourishing things with the rest of my time. So I've been putting more time into cooking, spending time outside when I can, sitting in the sun because it's been lovely and sunny, reading more, as I said before, watching more films, and just holistically things that feed and nourish being an artist. I've been able to put more time into that. So as much as I have been more creative, I've also been doing a lot more of other things as well.
Sophie, can you tell us a little bit about your working practices? So do you make preparatory drawings and sketches, or do you go straight into those large-scale canvases?
I tend to make a lot of small drawings or monoprints in one go, and it's a really good way of getting ideas, generating ideas, and just it's very freeing. So it doesn't matter what they look like. Often you often get really interesting lines. They can be quite funny. They're really nice to make. I also often use words and phrases that I've read or heard in songs as starting points for paintings, and creating small works can be a really good way to work out how I can turn something that's verbal into an image. And then once I have an idea that I have a gut feeling is worthy of being made into a painting, I just go for it straight on the big canvas.
And finally, Sophie, do you have any future projects that you're particularly excited about?
To be honest with you, I am just focusing on making work. Everything has kind of been thrown up in the air with the whole lockdown thing, and I'm just focusing on the next best thing to make and enjoying it, really.
Sophie, it's been absolutely lovely to chat to you. I love the fact that your top is in line with the theme of the show, very feline. Great to speak to you, and congratulations on the show.